Hi, this is JP Fournier of the Movie Jerks. During the month of October, as we count down our days to Halloween, we at the Movie Jerks podcast participate in the tradition of watching 31 films in 31 days. But unlike others who embark in the same tradition, we add the extra element of watching 31 horror films that we have never seen before. Because we believe there is nothing that beats the first viewing of a great horror film.
Hey, you want to see something really scary?
You bet.
So each year as we hunt for new titles, we notice that the majority of movie lists on the internet focus on the most popular films in specific categories and subgenres.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
In this video, we are going to mention a few of those most popular films in specific categories, just so that we can talk about a few movies that we believe deserve more attention. Let's start off with creature features. Movies that made attraction is the delivery and promise of an inhuman monster. The reveal of these monsters are often so tantalizing to viewers that most films will hold back from showing their monster to the final climax. The most popular films in this category are The Descent, Ridley Scott's Alien, John Carpenter's The Thing, and let's not forget the king of monsters himself, Godzilla. But when it comes to creature features, the movie we believe deserves more attention is 2015's The Hollow. When a young family moves into a remote mill house in Ireland, they find themselves tormented by demonic creatures hiding in the woods. Director Corin Hardy took influences from Alien, The Thing, and The Evil Dead, and created these menacing monsters with practical effects. This is not another example of the uncanny valley created by CGI effects, but it is also not just actors in rubber suits. The creative creature designs, along with great performances, an original script, and the tight directing of The Hollow, reminds us how scary a monster movie can truly be. Now let's talk about ghost films. Ghost stories have been popular even as far back as the time of Shakespeare and Dickens. And throughout the years, ghosts have been really great at making us laugh, making us cry, and of course giving us the heebie-jeebies.
Boogie, boogie, boogie. How would you like to feel the way she looks?
Some of the most famous ghost horror movies are Poltergeist, Nightmare on Elm Street, and The Sixth Sense.
I see dead people.
And just recently we've seen a resurgence in ghost horror films when it comes to the Conjuring universe.
Hey, wanna play hide and clap?
And while we were tempted to take this time to talk about how much we love 2017's A Ghost Story, the film that we think does not get talked about as much as it should is 2009's The Eclipse. This slow burn horror drama had the unfortunate timing of being released only months before a sparkling vampire film of the same name hit theaters. I guess you can say The Eclipse was eclipsed by Eclipse.
Yes.
While some horror fans may argue with us about us categorizing this as a horror film, The Eclipse offers a few exceptionally intense moments with a couple of the best earned jump scares of that year. The story is about a widower who volunteers to drive around famous authors during a book festival and ends up connecting with one author who makes her living writing ghost stories. And while our widower tries to start a new chapter in his life, the ghosts that haunt his nights may have different plans for him. The Eclipse is an intellectual deep dive into analyzing the existence of ghosts, metaphorically and literally. With stunning cinematography, believable characters, and an ending that's not Hollywood, we believe this is a genre-bending ghost tale that is worth a watch. From the subject of ghosts, let's move over to haunted houses. Haunted house horrors focus on a location, a building or a secluded area that contains paranormal activity lurking within. So much focus is placed on location itself that the structure often becomes a character in and of itself, sometimes literally. With secret passages, hidden rooms, and inanimate objects coming to life, haunted houses love to have their secrets revealed.
If we take Route 72, we could cut it through the forest, and then we could take a back road, and as soon as we...
Now, we've already mentioned Poltergeist, but other famous haunted house films are The Amityville Horror, The House on Haunted Hill, The Haunting of a Hill House, and of course we have to mention Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. But the one film that we are shocked that no one talks about to this day is BBC's Ghostwatch.
The program you're about to watch is a unique live investigation of the supernatural. It contains material which some viewers may find to be disturbing.
Ghostwatch first aired Halloween night 1992 on BBC One. While advertised as a fictional program, Ghostwatch took on the appearance of live television, with the performers playing themselves as the characters, and the show offering a telephone number for live viewers to call in. For those viewers that did make it through the phone lines, a recorded message would advertise the show as fictional and pre-recorded. However, on that night, over 30,000 calls didn't make it through to hear that message. As a result, the show caused multiple cases of post-traumatic stress disorder in children, and was accused to be an instigator in a tragic suicide. The story is about a single mother who searches desperately to find a way to protect her daughters from a violent entity that haunts them at night. She welcomes in a live TV crew in hope to catch something paranormal on film in order to be taken seriously by the public. And while the television crew believes this is just a holiday gimmick, they find out it is something far more terrifying. While this may not have the effect it has today, this did come out 7 years prior to the release of the Blair Witch Project, which has made found footage a common household term. With some brilliant camera tricks, storytelling twists, and even playing a sound that's frequency is too high for humans, but strong enough to disturb a household pet whenever the ghost is present, people were not ready to deal with this haunted house.
Mike!
From haunted houses, let's turn to a more personal fear: home invasions. Home invasion films have become more popular within the last few years. Their strengths come from the fear of the dangerous outside world pushing their way into our personal, protected space.
Yes, the caller is in the house. The calls are coming from the house. Jess! Jess, get up! And don't go up there. Don't go upstairs, Jess.
Some of the most popular home invasion films are The Strangers, The Purge, Michael Haneke's Funny Games, and also Michael Haneke's Funny Games. And of course, we gotta pay homage to the gore fest that is Inside. But the home invasion film that gets under our skin is Knuckleball. Knuckleball is about 12-year-old Henry, whose parents leave him at his grandfather's house in the midst of rural prairie land, isolated from civilization. When his grandfather passes on, Henry is forced to defend himself at all costs as dark secrets from the past are out to do him harm. Laced throughout the film are various hints that something disturbing lurks in the background, waiting to unleash the unspeakable. And placing the action in the midst of snowy surroundings in a secluded farm in Prairieland, Alberta, only heightens Henry's helplessness to a bone-chilling degree. While there are other films out there that claim themselves to be the Home Alone for adults, Knuckleball is the real deal. And to conclude this video, let's talk about Halloween movies. We at the Movie Jerks have another Halloween tradition. You see, once we finish watching the 31 horror films that we have never seen before, we treat ourselves to rewatching a film that we believe is perfect for the holiday. Some people like to return to the old Universal monster films, while others like to take a look at some more recent monsters. Some will embrace the holiday season and watch A Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's right! I am the Pumpkin King!
While others will dive into the iconic John Carpenter's Halloween. And some will just watch whatever shitty Halloween film is on cable that night.
I don't deal with this Halloween bull crap.
But for us, the movie that we believe encompasses the spirit of Halloween the best is The Monster Squad. Upon its release in 1987, The Monster Squad was unjustly accused of being a Goonies ripoff. And with critics attacking the film for being too young for adults and too scary for kids, it flopped in theaters and did not make a third of its budget. Since then, it has reached a cult status. For those of you who are unfamiliar with The Monster Squad, the story is about a young group of horror fanatics who discover that Dracula is alive and has recruited other classic monsters to take over the world. These kids must use their monster knowledge and stop the evil forces before it's too late. In respect to the Universal classics, the Monster Squad delivers some of the best monster designs to date. The film offers multiple Easter eggs and tributes to the monster creators of the past. It also stays true to the rules and folklores that made the monsters iconic. And in doing this, we get one of the most badass and scary Draculas out there.
Give me the amulet, you bitch!
Now we are aware how easy it is for internet trolls to break down some of the inconsistencies of the plot, complain about a couple outdated special effects, or even rip into this little shit for wearing a Confederate hat. But for those that complain about the movie's logic, they forget that the movie runs on kid logic.
Kick him in the nose! Kick him in the nose! He doesn't have nose! Do it! Do it! Wolfman's got nards!
And to us, this point of view harkens back to the days when Halloween was not just about trick-or-treating, but about celebrating the things that go bump in the night, the spooks that haunt our nightmares, and good old-fashioned scares.
Ooh, look at that big, scary monster. Ooh!
We know it's not a perfect movie, but with sharp editing, dynamic score, incredible cinematography, and superb makeup effects. But as far as popcorn films go, damn is it fun. And there you have it, 5 horror films that we believe deserves more attention. Let us know in the comments section what films you think deserve more attention. For more information about The Movie Jerks, you can go to www.themoviejerks.ca.